Hello everyone, it's time to continue where we left off last week. Let's continue with separation pay and what it can do to you and a little bit for you. Stand by. Alright everyone, we're back. Let's continue where I left off last week with separation pays. Like I said, I originally recorded the whole thing all at once and decided it was a bit much to absorb all of that information at once, especially with all those numbers and formulas and things of that nature. So to make it a bit easier, I broke it up. I do recommend that you take a quick peek at that last episode just to get familiar with some of the concepts, because in this next piece, I do gloss over some of the things because I'd already covered it several times previously and didn't want to just repeat myself again and again. So take a quick look at last week's episode, unless you have a memory better than mine, and just remember it all. And then carry on for this week. Until then, I'm going to just sign off and attach the other piece of the episode. And thank you for being part of this audience. Enjoy the episode. Now we come to the Special Separation Benefit, or SSB. I'll actually quote from the DFAS website in this case, since it has such a nice, succinct description of this type of pay. Special separation benefit was offered as an incentive for military members in certain career fields to leave active duty. This incentive was designed to draw down or reduce the active duty force. The use of SSB was discontinued December 31st, 2001. All right, so I still see this a lot. I see a lot of people who took this type of pay and are actually applying for reserve retirement now. So they are having to have this money recouped. So back to eligibility. It's very much the same as for VSI. 6 years of active duty service, less than 20 years of active duty service, 5 continuous years of service prior to separation, and be in a rank or job skill which has more people than are needed by the branch of service. The computation for the special separation benefit is quite a bit simpler than some of the others, thank goodness. It's 1 year of base pay times 15% times years of service. So back to our Phantom E6. We have his year of base pay times 15% equals $6,796.06. Multiply that by 12, we get $81,576.72. And again, I'm skipping over a lot of this just for the sake of simplicity and time. I don't want to bore you with a whole lot of numbers. I already went through the agony of that on the first type of pay, so you get the gist of it. Now, here's the one that is the thorn in my side. This is one of the types of separation pay that has been the most confusing and, in my mind, detrimental to reservists. In many cases, a reservist can be eligible for this type of pay, disability severance pay, and be eligible for a reserve retirement at age 60. As I've said in the past, Physical Evaluation Board Liaison Officers, or PEBLOs, and Military Service Coordinators, or MSCs, at least from what I have seen, seem to have a very active duty-centric mindset and have been advising reservists that taking a disability severance is their only option. Well, just like the other separation pays, this disqualifies that reservist from receiving retirement benefits later in life. Fortunately, this counseling has been improving. The PEBLOs and MSCs are slowly starting to change, but this sort of unfortunate advice is still happening. So hopefully this can continue to improve over time. So what are the eligibility requirements for disability severance? You must be found unfit for duty, have less than 20 years of active duty service, and have a disability rating from your branch of service of less than 30%. That's it. So you see how that can already bite reservists. Most reservists don't have 20 active duty years of service. So you could have, let's just say, 30 years of reserve service and equivalent active duty of half that. And if your disability rating is under 30%, they're going to offer you a severance. Well, would it be a better idea to take the money or to wait a few more years and take your reserve retirement? Your choice. Personally, I'd say take the reserve retirement. I could even do the math for you. So let's do the computation. This one's also quite simple. The formula for disability severance pay is 2 months of base pay multiplied by your equivalent active duty service. And for equivalent active duty, especially when you're talking reservists, you just take the number of retirement points and divide it by 360. If that number is less than 3 years, then 3 is used as a minimum. If the injury that caused this disability occurred in a combat zone or is combat related in any other manner, instrumentality of war or any other sort, then the minimum used for this computation is 6. If your retirement points are higher than either of those, then they use the higher number. So once again, we'll use our E6. In this case, we'll assume he has 2,520 retirement points. We'll start by multiplying his monthly base pay by 2 and dividing his retirement points by 360. So we end up with 2 months of base pay being $7,553.40, and his retirement points divided by 360 equals an even 7 years of equivalent active duty. So when we multiply those two numbers together, we get $52,873.80. So you do the math in your head. If this person had 20 years of qualifying service in a reserve component, would it be better for him to take the $52,000, or would it be better for him to go to the retired reserve and wait for his eligibility for military retirement and TRICARE benefits later? Something to think about. My phone just went nuts. All right. Taxability and effects on retired pay, I've mentioned that already. The only difference with disability severance is it's typically taxable, but if the injury occurred as a result of a combat-related injury, or if the disability occurred as a result of a combat-related injury, then the severance pay is not taxable. So let's wrap up. You've just endured a great deal of information about 4 of the types of severance pay that are used by the military. Please keep in mind that these are buyouts of your military retirement and many of your other military benefits. As one of my coworkers has often said, they are paying you to go away, and your military retirement eligibility goes away as well. If you apply for VA compensation, military retirement, or both, you can expect recoupment of that separation pay. So that's a good summary of the whole deal. It sounds like a lot of money now, but you might have better benefits in the future and then end up having to repay all of this anyway. Or you might not be eligible at all because of taking it. So hopefully that made things a little bit clearer. If you have questions or comments, then please either put them in the comments section of this episode or send me an email at dj@rcretirement.com. If you have not already, then I keep pointing the wrong way. Then I say come over here to the bottom of the screen and click the RC Retirement logo so that you can subscribe to this channel. And if you have not already done so out there in podcast land, then please subscribe to this podcast. Please join me next week where I will delve into yet another brain teaser. Hopefully it will not be as painful for you as this one was, but we shall see, won't we? All right. Thank you so much for being a part of my audience today. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, thank you for your service. Have a great day.
If you liked what you heard on today's episode, then please go below and give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to this channel. Also, please let other people know about this channel and the information it can provide for them. If you have questions or comments, then have no qualms about posting them in the comments section below. Please remember the RC Retirement YouTube channel and the RC Retirement website are not recognized or endorsed by the Department of Defense, the Department of Veterans Affairs, or any other government agency. The information presented in these resources are for entertainment and informational purposes only. Also, the content of either of these resources should not be considered financial or legal advice. Please consult with your own legal counsel, accountant, and financial planner before making any decisions based on what you have learned here. As always, thank you for watching the RC Retirement YouTube channel.